We're 19 days out from Aztec football against Arizona. They'll scrimmage at Snapdragon Stadium in front of fans on Saturday, and it's great to catch up right now with San Diego State's newest quarterback, Braxton Burmeister, the transfer from Virginia Tech, who played locally here at La Jolla Country Day. And Braxton, it's great to have you with us here on the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Is it a bit surreal for you to, for this to come full circle and to come back home and be a member of the Aztec football program?
Yes, sir. No doubt. I never really thought that this would happen, but the opportunity presented itself, and I couldn't pass it down. So I'm super excited.
For you, what's the adjustment been like to transfer and, try to get acclimated as quickly as possible here?
It's a different culture. It's a winning culture, and getting used to that quickly in the wintertime and competing with those guys in winter conditioning, I think that got me acclimated the quickest.
Braxton Burmeister, San Diego State's quarterback, joining us right now on John and Jim. Again, the opener 19 days away against the University of Arizona, and the scrimmage coming up on Saturday as well at Snapdragon Stadium. How long does it take to get acclimated with a new offense? The offense that Jeff Hecklinski runs, did you just dive right in, and how long does it take to get comfortable?
I think it took me all of spring ball to get comfortable. It's a little bit different than I'm used to because the quarterback's a lot of free reign, a lot of options to work with. And so just understanding that I have the abilities to make plays and change plays, that took all of spring. But I feel really comfortable now in fall camp, and I think the offense is starting to move really well.
Braxton, for you, what do you think the strength of your game is as a quarterback that Aztecs fans can look forward to the most?
I think just playmaking ability. When things break down, I feel very confident in myself to be able to get the ball out somewhere and get 5 yards when there's nothing there, or run myself and get a few yards. And whether it's 1st and 10 and we get pressure, instead of it being 2nd and long, it being 2nd and 7 or 6.
Braxton, what does it take to develop relationships with other teammates, specifically wide receivers? Like, it's one thing to establish an on-field rapport with players. You also have to do that off-field as well?
Yes, sir, no doubt. Just being around the guys every day. I was out there grinding with them all winter, all summer, and I get with the receivers pretty much every other day, and we'd throw all winter, all summer, and just being around those guys, that chemistry is built. And after we'd throw, we'd go grab lunch or do something together just to build that chemistry off the field as well.
One of your top targets, presumably Jesse Matthews, we had him on last week. He talked about the relationship that you two have. If you could just talk about the relationship that you have with him and the rapport that you guys are getting in camp right now.
Yeah, Jesse's a really cool kid. I like Jesse a lot. I've known him for a while. I've known him when I was in high school. We kind of knew each other a little bit, and we've grown as friends a lot since I've got here. He's a really soft-spoken kid. I like to talk a lot, so it kind of works out.
Well, I mean, what type of player do you see in Jesse? I mean, Aztec fans would know that in the final 4 or 5 games last year, he was one of the best receivers in the nation. What makes him a special player?
The way he works. It's every day. He's perfecting his craft. He's running routes perfectly. He's catching every ball. He's looking it in. He's tucking it in. I mean, the kid works harder than anyone I've ever been around.
Braxton, you guys got to tour Snapdragon Stadium yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir.
How was that experience for you, and what was your favorite part of the tour?
It was awesome. The stadium's beautiful. I think the fans are going to really love it. And my favorite part, I kind of went and sat down on the 50-yard line, just looked around and kind of soaked it all in. And the fact that I'm going to be back home playing in front of family and friends and just have this opportunity to play in that new stadium is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you've played in some, obviously, you've played in some of the best stadiums in the country, right? I mean, you played at Oregon at Autzen. You played at Lane Stadium for Virginia Tech. You played as a road player in the ACC and the Pac-12. I mean, how would you compare what Snapdragon Stadium is compared to some of the venues you've played in your career?
The way it's built, I mean, it's probably the nicest stadium I've ever seen. Just they put a lot of details in it. The seats are amazing. Every seat I think has like a seat back except for the student section. So it's a really beautiful stadium. It's definitely top notch.
Braxton, as far as what you guys need to work on as an offense, what would you say the number one thing in camp right now that you guys need to work on the most?
We had a scrimmage, I think, 2 days ago. With camp, sometimes you start losing count of days, but I think it was
right.
2 days ago. And we moved the ball really well, but there's just a few timing things that were a little off, and just building that timing over the next 3 weeks. We have a few option routes where the receivers can make decisions on where they want to go, and just kind of executing those a little bit better is going to help us move the ball a lot more in the fall. So we're trying to work on that right now.
Braxton, is it easy or difficult to avoid the distraction of, hey, it's a brand new stadium, San Diego State hasn't played in San Diego County for 2 years, like all the attention, the game's going to be on CBS at 12:30 in the afternoon. How do you avoid all those distractions and just concentrate on winning a game in 19 days against Arizona?
I think Coach Hoke does a great job with keeping us focused. Every day there's been a countdown to when the game is, and our team's pretty locked in on just going out and winning that game. And I really do think Coach Hoke does an amazing job with that, with keeping our mindset just focused on the game and not really worried about all the shenanigans that go with it.
What's it been like to work with some of the other quarterbacks in your quarterback room over the last handful of months?
It's been awesome. Those guys are all really young kids, and they're all a bunch of sponges. They absorb a bunch of information, and it's awesome to go see them execute and help teach them. Coach Heklinski does a great job teaching, and I'm kind of one of the older people on the team, so I give them some talk sometimes. And Will's done a great job and has been improving a ton, and he already has a ton of talent. And Kyle and Liu have done a great job also. We all have kind of different skill sets, so it's cool to pick and choose and take pieces from everyone and kind of just build together as a group.
Are you getting a lot of ticket requests now that you're home?
Oh, I'm getting a ton. I don't know what to tell everyone.
Tell them to go online. Go ask Xtra.com.
Yeah, good luck. Hey, here's the website. Good luck.
Exactly. Braxton,
No doubt.
We're excited for you. We're rooting for you. We'll be out there Saturday for the scrimmage. Then we'll see you in just a couple of weeks at the opener against Arizona. Thank you for taking a few minutes for us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.